I've not switched over the actual thing. There we go. I need to put my camera up a little bit because my head's overlapping with the actual chat boxes there. Good. I'm fine, thank you very much, in case you hadn't already guessed. Hope you're okay. You can't see the pop filter, can you? I mean, you can just about see it, but it's not really that obvious, so no one will think that I'm... it's not obvious that I'm copying off Blasky. Good. Let us see. Now, I actually had the foresight of transferring over the save file from Dark Prophecy over to Rise of the Elves. So we're working with, hopefully, a more responsive and more fluid version of Disciples this time. I wasn't quite happy with the performance I was getting from Dark Prophecy. It just looked very... the word escapes me now that I try to think of it. Jagged, shall we go with? Jagged? Janky? What would the council do? What would the council do? They'd sit around doing nothing and make budget cuts. That's what they'd do. So we're left with the option at the moment, because we have 2 of the runes that we required. Just bad. Well, I wouldn't go that far. That's the quality of the stream, but not actual Dark Prophecy. Dark Prophecy was still alright. There's just a noticeable difference in responsiveness and quality between the two. So I've switched over to Rise of the Elves. But still, you can still play through the original campaigns while playing the Rise of the Elves EXE, for want of a better term. So we now have the choice of either exploring the rest of the map, or just basically going balls for it and then grabbing this rune. Oh, it's over here, I remember now. Yeah, Orc Champion and Goblin, which shouldn't actually be that bad. It's more to do with the route that we've got to take to get there, which seems to be more treacherous, because we've got to pretty much go directly through Demon Lands. So I'm going to take all of our troops back. I'm going to make the executive decision that we should just go for it. Main reason being is that we've got a fair few items which Slutbeard can use at the moment. We've got the Dwarven Braces, which are an artifact. We've got a Banner of Protection, reduces by 10% the damage inflicted for all the units. We've also got the Boots of Travelling, which is fantastic this early on. So we've already got 3 items that he can eventually equip, but we need the relevant skills in order to do so. So we're kind of set, I would say, for the next couple of levels. Let's bring back this chump. And he can take a couple of thieves with him. Certainly. I'm going to leave that thief there because he seems to be doing an absolutely fantastic job of keeping the demons at bay. Let's face it, if a single thief can stop hordes of demons, then I'm more than happy to exploit that fact. Also, the enemy turns in Rise of the Elves are much quicker than they were in Dark Prophecy. By the end of it, if you're playing with about 2 or 3 AI characters, then it can actually take upwards of a minute just for the autosave to kick in. And then you're left with the enemy turns, so you're looking at least about 2 or 3 minutes to actually progress through the enemy turn, which is just a massive pain. Standard selection for your auxiliary leader, go with pathfinding, make them a bit more useful, and go further. That guy's looking a bit scary. We can get Slutbeard to that city though, so... Huh. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to upgrade the city. And then I'm thinking maybe an ice pillar on this guy. Because although he has... You know, it's a full army. When we look at it now, cultists are very... Well, almost dead. He's almost dead. He could probably only just about take a hit from a crossbowman. In fact, that would probably bring him down. And these guys aren't doing a huge amount of damage, although they are doing damage to all of our units. Our units have so much HP because we are the dwarves. They can withstand a fair few blasts from those. So I'm not worried. Even more so if they are garrisoned in that city, because they'll benefit from the 20% armor buff. Is it 20%? It might even be 25. Is it? It is indeed 25. There we go. Yeah. So all damage reduced by 25%. They have about 5 armies on the go at the moment, which is not surprising. We've not really dealt that much of a blow to the demons, so it's only natural that they should have a fair few armies flying around the place. I think it's probably wise we... Yeah, we'll keep Slutbeard there, and he needs to be backed up by Blasky. And... was it Doom? Doom Slut? Yeah, that's the one. Yesterday is online, but he's not very well configured at the moment, so please take it easy on him. I normally try to go live at about 8 o'clock or thereabouts. I just say 8 p.m. onwards. There we go. It doesn't help people, no. It can merely be commanded. Like I said, there's been very little customization so far. You will get some points. Don't worry. You'll get some points. Oh, look at that. 290 days. Oh, here comes the spam. I'm sorry, everyone. Anyone watching on YouTube? Oh, oh dear, Morgan. Sorry about that. I think you've lost all your points now. Have you not? Anyway, let's try to not get distracted by Yesterbot. It's for you to enjoy, of course. It is quite brutal, yes. I think exclamation 8 ball is also a command, but you've got to put a question after it. So exclamation 8 is in the number 8, ball, then type a question out, and then that should it should give you an answer to all the questions you could possibly want to know the answer to. Oh, look good. No! Yesterbot is broken already. It lasted 5 minutes. It I don't think it does, Morgan, but the number of points that you hold is, of course, a clear indication of your credit rating, yes. Good evening, Bizik. How are you doing? Did mine send you here? Did he send you a message that I was online? I think that's what he agreed to do. Did he not? Oh god, Doomslut's looking a little bit worse for wear. He's seen better days, hasn't he? Not alive. Not that it's dead, it's just that it's not alive. Let's get them all healed up. Let's upgrade that city. Oh, it's super cheap. I forgot about that because we're a guildmaster lord. So for those of you who have just joined us, I'm just going to go for it. Hell for leather. See if we can get this mission cleaned up nice and quickly. I'm just going to make a beeline for the final ruin. You get 1 point per minute that you're in chat. So for every half an hour you can have a go at the slots. That's probably too harsh, I don't know. It's to stop people from spamming slots in the chat. I can adjust it if necessary. It's not a problem. Anywho. I'd like to think we're not going to have to sacrifice anyone again. But that might be wishful thinking. Is that right? I don't know. I would have thought. Is it one of those things where you only get points if the bot is online? I'm not entirely sure. I know there's a configuration where you can give someone some points if they host you, but I think it might just be a one-off payment. You know what points mean. Am I the highest rank already? Okay, I think we can probably take advantage of this one. So this guy is... yeah, he's got range damage coming out of his ass, so let's give this guy a zapping. And go after him with the axe throwers, and then he should go down fairly easy, I would have thought. Both of his cultists will go down fairly quickly. Let's see what we're up against. So our units are all 40 initiative. They're all 40, so it's all dice rolls from here on out. He does 40 damage, so we can kill the leader. That's the main thing. And these guys have just enough HP remaining for them to be one-shotted. Oh no, they do 25 damage. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do apologise. And that's the end of that. I'm using Phantom Bot, in case you're interested. But it's run locally on my machine, so I've got to start the bot up, and then it joins the chat. It's not hosted on anyone else's servers. FYI, it's very, very customizable. I looked far and wide for a bot with the attributes which I was interested in, let's just say. Makes it sound like a dating site. There's not actually much point in sending the thieves over, I've just realised, because they can't actually take any actions against the ruin. I'm going to see if I can just completely blockade this city. Maybe I can get them to riot again, because that was good fun. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's sad. That must be because there is an army garrisoned in front of the city. I can only assume. I can go for a poison. 80% chance of success. Why not? Probably won't really count for much because they'll get a massive HP regeneration from this city. So it's mainly for being a pain in the arse more than anything else. I use Ankbot. Yeah, I've heard very good things about Ankbot. Planning on writing your own. Oh, you wouldn't you? Are you going to write it in Factorio? Do you have any free time when you're not streaming, though? That's the question, Blasky. Or when you're being pro at Gwent? Speaking of which, would I be overstepping my mark by saying that you have potentially a special announcement in your next stream? Or a forthcoming stream? Alright, this guy's just got a crossbow and that's good. He needs a fair few XP to level up. Oh, the dwarf is very close to leveling up, so I'm quite tempted to... We've already built the brewery, so... Let's get him a bit more experience. It would be nice to have a warrior on the front line. Marvellous. Excellent. Well, do feel free to let the viewers know in this channel. I mentioned it a few times. Maybe I should just go for it. Let's just double check. Is Doom in the chat yet? Can we get away with this? Doom's not in the chat, so let's go for it. So if Doom actually is sacrificed, then it's fine. We'll just say Doom survived the entire ordeal. How much damage do you do? 40. I'll try it. I say let's go for the one that's the easiest to kill. He's doing 80 damage, so technically we should get the dwarf to defend, then he'll last a little bit longer. We might even be able to get rid of this orc, if we're lucky. It's not very often you see a tier 1 ranged unit actually take a hit from an orc and survive. It's nice to see. Ooh, lovely. I know it's not very powerful, but let's see if we can get rid of the goblin as well. I mean, we definitely can, but... At least it removes a little bit of extra damage. We can probably take a fair chunk out of this orc champion as well, by the looks of things. Could it even be that Doom could survive? No. Unless this guy misses. No. Sad. He came damn close to actually succeeding though. Which means that Blasky's going to be the kill stealer. kill stealer we all know you can be. Bosh. Lovely. That should be the end of this mission. See the crest above the entrance? That bear can be seen faintly. The Cragwell clan was once very powerful. They were fearsome warriors, and the first conquered in the wars. The undead hordes wisely filled the strongest clan first. Frigga. We found it. Frigga's healing rune is ours once more. Morok and Wotan both will be pleased. We'll return it to the lawmasters at the capital. Honestly, I still find it hard to read this text, I'm sorry. Springfrost, Cragwell and Skymine found at last, and the runes that they had guarded are safe once more. I will hand the runes over to the lawmasters for safekeeping. They'll be able to define their use. Huzzah! That was quick.
After numerous bloody battles, 3 of the lost runes were recovered, but the death of Gimna tormented the High King. All wondered what treacherous force had slaughtered Gimna, for his corpse was savaged beyond recognition.
This narrator's so depressing, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's rare you find a narrator which complements the actual game so well. Everyone's going to die and you're going to hate it. Oh, good God. Sorry, I went a little bit Peter Serafinowicz there for a moment. It almost went a little bit Terry Wogan. Rock up at the end and take all the credit. Damn right. It's got to be done. I quite like the look of this potion of invulnerability. I don't know about you, but 50% less damage from attacks for one day is right up my street. I'm going to have to say goodbye to Blasky though. Only temporarily, because he'll come back in the next mission. Which is the Charmed Child.
Emperor Demosthene sent a plea for help to the clansmen. A revolution was brewing. Demosthene needed the clans to help squelch the unruly nobles who threatened his rule. Morok had agreed to help and commanded his armies to march towards the Empire. The only way to reach the Empire was to travel through the Devil Mountain range. Morok's troops cowered at the thoughts of traveling through such treacherous territory. Legends told of demons and devils patrolling the area, and no race had ever settled within 5 leagues of that forsaken place. Clan lawmasters warned Morok of the cursed mountain. Morok laughed at their fears, believing in his warrior heart that a well-honed sword could overcome any foe. Thus, Morok commanded his army to aid the Empire.
Capturing the rebels. Also Trop. You were playing with Java. Alright. You're making a far superior bot for Blasky. Is that it? Anyway, what's going on? Demosthene has been forced to flee his capital. A rebel named Hubert Delely has seized the throne. His vile followers crowd the palace now. I am thankful that Demosthene can rely on your friendship and aid. Yes, we will capture the cities Freyland, Hazard's Keep, and Galen's Place. Oh, palace, sorry. Then the rogue Delely will have no chance but to surrender. Many thanks for your kind help. It seems that there is no justice in the Empire nowadays. However, we will tame those cities who rebel against the Emperor's rule. Sorry, you went a bit posh also. Good evening, Jamal. How are you? New mission indeed, yes. We've just finished the first of the Dwarven missions. Mainly because we managed to get Slutbeard up to maximum level, so I thought let's just speed things along, get that out of the way. We also found a fair few nice little doodads for him. We've got the Dwarven Braces, increasing his damage by 10%. Banner of Protection, reducing the damage he receives by 10%. And also the Boots of Travelling, which are increasing his movement points by 40%. We've got some potions, and we have some, well, peeps all ready for us in the capital. Let's have a look at how Slutbeard's doing. He's got up to 66 damage now, and 170 HP. So in terms of having units on the front line, he's not too bad at all. So it's definitely going to be one of those things where I think this particular Rod Planter challenge is going to get a lot easier as we go along when Slutbeard comes into greatness. But what else do we give him? I'd quite like to have some fun with the tender feet. That didn't come out right. I'm sorry. I should have thought about that sentence before I said it. We've got the next upgrade structures available to us though, which means that we can get this rather fantastic little upgrade there. You might have missed some extra challenges in this run. How do you mean? The only extra challenge that I've had in this run, excuse me. Oh yeah, there was an extra one. Yeah, so Clyde challenged me to do this as a guild master, and I can't remember her name. I do apologise. I think it was Asira. Apologies if I've got your name wrong. She or he had challenged me to do the final mission with just Slutbeard and 2 giants. Which means that we're going to have to give Slutbeard 4 leadership points, so he can take 2 giants into battle. That is the challenge given to me. Based on the fact that Slutbeard can only take 2 units into battle and giants take up 2 spaces, I'm going to forego the giants just for this mission, I think. Who are we going with though? I can't remember what's in these ones. Let's have a quick look at them. So I believe, yeah, Veteran is your standard upgrade for the warriors. Gets damage boost up to 80, HP up to 250. Veteran is meted out just as to many who desires one's here to die with honour in battle. Definitely not a Klingon. And we've got the Mountaineer. Well adapted to hostile climes, the Mountaineers showers enemy armies with icy shards culled from the mountains of glaciers. Now this is where the dwarves get a little bit interesting. This guy, you can see his source of damage is water, so they start to diverge out in terms of the source of damage that they inflict. Does 30 damage, and he does it to all units, so a melee unit actually turns into a caster type unit, which is interesting. Giants are, yes, quite possibly my favourite 2-space unit. I think they pip the 2-space unit of the demons to the post for me. I think they just look ridiculously badass when they're fully upgraded. So, similarly, let's take a look at the support class upgrade tree. We've got the novices. Magical potions of the novice increase the damage of 1 unit in battle. The boost is increased to 50%, up from 25%. How about Gargs? They're on par, I think. If Gargoyles had more upgrade options, then definitely yes. But with Gargoyles, they're just a bit boring. Upgrade structure-wise. It's just Gargoyles don't gargoyle, blah blah blah. At least with Giants, you get a nice bit of variety. So from the Novice, we can go into the Wisdom Gardens, which gives us a Druidess. More gender-bending madness, as we can see there. The Druidess is an adept who cures their allies and can magically add to the force of their weapon. So we can see that she boosts damage by 100%. So any unit that she blesses, for want of a better word, sorry, it's 75%. I'm just an idiot. So that will increase it by 75%. But you see, there's also a cure aspect to her attack. I mean, it says attack because, yeah, apparently you can attack your allies, which will cure anything like poison, frostbite, blistering, but won't actually heal HP. So you've got to keep that distinction in mind. Deal son of Ymir, yes. That's what I'm thinking. If only there was a way to get a son of Ymir and a, what was it, Elder one. That would be insane. Or we could go down the path of the Alchemy Tower. Alchemists charm their allies, thereby granting them an extra attack during battle. So as you can see, his initiative is shit. It's just the 10, so he's going to go last in battle. But he can provide another attack to another unit. So a unit which is already gone gets another attack, which is fantastic. I'll show you this just for the sake of showing you. It is another 2-space unit, so we won't be using it just yet. With a thick hide and icy breath, the Yeti has sent many an adventurer to an early grave. It's just a 2-space, bulky casting type unit. Does 30 damage to all units. It's very, very standard. Not a unit that I have used much, if at all. Alchemists are fantastic. They're one of my favourite units. They're just so interesting. From the crossbowman, we could then get a Forge Guardian. Forge Guardian crafts his own weapons with care. His crossbow bolts are devastating. Just a standard upgrade for a ranged unit, 70 damage. That's about it, really. That's all. That's the only thing you've got to note on that one. Flamecaster, again, we see a different source of damage introduced. These guys are going to be flinging fire at people. Flinging fire into the fray. I didn't actually read that, and I'd already said the word flinging. The Flamecaster's attack reaches all members of the enemy party. They do 35 damage to all units, and it's fire-based. Sound of the attack animation. Yes, yes, indeed. Like opening a fine line. We will get to that at some point, Jamal. Hopefully, we won't go through all the giant upgrade things yet. Well, I'm going to leave that for you as a nice surprise. So it's between these three. We don't necessarily need a warrior unit because we've got Slutbeard on the front line, which leaves us with a buffing unit or a ranged unit. Well, we're definitely going to go for a ranged unit, let's face it. Because it's always nice to have a bit of ranged power. So let's pinch this crossbowman. Should we or shouldn't we? Yeah, let's pinch the crossbowman. He's going to need a bit of a hand because he's still only got 2 leadership. Do we take the tenderfoot or dwarf though? That is the question. Any advice from the chat? What would you say? I'll go with whatever people feel strongly about, really. I mean, the dwarf will take some of the heat off Slutbeard. The tenderfoot, used correctly in conjunction with our ranged unit, could potentially have some really good results, I think. Jamal says tenderfoot. I'm happy to go with that. Let's bring her over. I mean, you do have a lot of options with tender feet, because the road to alchemy is triggering. Fine, okay. Yeah, you can, if you have an enemy army with a lot of squidgy units on the back, but you don't quite have enough firepower, buff your ranged units and then take them down. If they've got some hard-hitting units on the front, by all means buff your front. Leaves you with plenty of options, I think. I'm happy with that. Let us proceed. So what did we have to do again? Reclaim 3 rebel towns, I believe, that belong to the Empire. And for the Empire. Basically turned into Empire lackeys. God, the Master Thugs are starting already. This could be a potentially good example of what I've just said with this army. Good evening, Dunk. Are you well? Well, this is the 3rd stream for the Rod Planter Challenge, so personally I thought we were going quite slow. Spent at least about 5 hours on the first mission, so that's why I kind of thought, oh god, maybe I'm being a bit boring and should pick up the pace. So what I'm thinking about with this is get the Tenderfoot to buff the crossbowman, increase his attack. This guy is obviously going to attack, but then this guy has got extra attack against the Master Thug, and the Master Thug is the one you want to be careful of because he can poison and do a reasonable amount of damage. Third stream, yes. I didn't do the Sunday stream as usual, unfortunately. I was a little bit under the weather, so I pushed that back to Monday, which may be why you missed it, so I apologise if you did. VODs are all there if you want to go back and watch them, as always. You're more than welcome to. And they're on YouTube. I keep on exporting them to YouTube just for posterity, just to say that I did this challenge and there's the proof. So I'm quite happy for this to happen. First would be to take a walloping from the thug, if it means that he's not then going to get some damage from the Master Thug. Right, he's only got 7 XP. I've just realised our units are wrong the other way around, aren't they? I think I must have that option still selected. 15 XP, good start, but to be honest, you expect more XP from a Master Thug. They're horribly difficult in terms of their poison and damage and initiative. There we go, flip the battle signs back, thank you very much. We'll get Slut-cess to rest up just for a turn, give him a bit of a HP boost. The Empire will punish your insolence. Hang on, when were we supposed to be helping him? Oh, that's Hubert Delay. Yeah, I always thought this was stupid because Hubert, the developers went to the effort of making a custom portrait for Hubert Delay, which they then didn't use in the Enemy Lord's portrait. They've got this random blokey-majokey there. This is craziness. It really wouldn't have taken that much to put Hubert Delay's portrait there. Anyway, thugs are just awful. Yeah, they're Master Thugs are just, no, I don't want to deal with this. They should give you at least twice as much XP than what they actually do, just in order for it to make it worthwhile. I remember, yeah, I can't remember what it was, Blasky. I think mine wanted me to swap the units round so we could see the Elven campaign boss in all of his glory. Hang on a second, Dank, because I'll show you the name of the briefing of the mission, and that should give you a fairly good idea in terms of if that's going to happen or not. Right, so plenty of wolves. This is good. Wolves are a fairly good source of XP. How much damage is he doing? 55. Are you going to attack with him though? I say let's keep buffing the crossbowman. And because Slutbeard is not going to be able to take down the wolf, let's get him to defend just to reduce that damage. I'm orienting thinking that when we get or if and when you get a druidess, the damage buff is permanent. Or, well, not permanent, but lasts until the end of the battle. Whereas with the Tenderfeet and Novices, it just lasts for one turn within the battle. Or am I making that up? Spoilers? What spoilers? I don't know what you're talking about. If memory serves you well, you can get Primitive Giant too. Is this at a mercenary camp, or do they just join the cause? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah. Actually, I might be thinking about a different mission completely. Ignore me. Alright. Tenderfoot is going to upgrade first. Let's get the cottage out the way. Doesn't look like any cottage I've been in. But I've just realised cottage can mean something else, so let's not go into that. An abandoned brew house. Nice. Okay. Let's see how that goes. You'll notice, for those who have just joined us, it's running a little bit faster. It's because I managed to swap over the save file from Dark Prophecy over to Rise of the Elves, so I'm actually playing this in the Rise of the Elves exe because it's much quicker. So hopefully it's running a lot smoother. One of them joins your army. Fantastic. I do remember actually controlling one because they have a fantastic voice. So you hear them and then you just hear the voice kind of echo like through the valleys, which sounds cool. I'll have to show you that. Is there anything more saddening than an abandoned brew house? Can we just take a moment of silence just to pay our respects to the abandoned brew house? Can you notice a difference between this and Dark Prophecy? I certainly can, playing it. Like the unit animations looked like they were having a fit at certain points. So I'd like to think it was a worthwhile thing to do. That had only it took me about 30 seconds, so there you go. Indeed, the bar is merely the facilitator. The bar is the pimp to the brewhouse's whore. Are we going for another wolf? It went fairly well last time, so I think we should be alright. I'll do it with this one because then we know we can run back to the capital. Because early on, you know me, I'm a bit of a miser when it comes to items in games. I tend to be a bit of a hoarder. So I have this thing about using consumable items. So early on in Disciples games, I like to just pop out the capital, slap someone in the face, get a bit of damage, and then just run back to the capital just to get that. Is it 50%? HP regeneration bonus. $30 XP. Oh, you like it? Hit point regeneration per day, 35%. Yes. Loving it. You know what? Because we've got those two upgrade structures already built now, so we've got a little bit of leeway, a bit of breathing room. Let's get a thief on the go because we're a guild master, damn it. Can you actually make it to that? Oh no, you've got to go through those thugs. Oh well, it doesn't look like he's going to get that far. Let's go and poison a wolf. Hooray! And you stay in there for healings. Well, this is a fairly in-depth conversation that we're having. Brewhouse does all that, and they make it on site too. And you could probably get it cheaper from a brewhouse, let's face it, or even just free samples. Can we extend that to also cider as well, considering I don't drink beer? I know I'm a bit of a heathen. But I like fruity things, you know me, I'm a bit fruity. Alright, so the wolf is fairly damaged, but so is Slutbeard. I think we should be alright. How much HP? 99. So he will actually go down from an attack from both, so that's alright. Let's just go for it. Nice. There's our novice. So we're getting a 50% boost to any attack now, which is grand. Do I remember Vithar from Sacred Lands? If you do, you like him more than in Disciples 2. I remember his unit portrait. I remember the little face thing, this bit here. I definitely remember that, because I remember he doesn't have any pupils or iris. It's just like white eyes. You know, like not Rogue, Storm out of the X-Men. I don't know what his attack animation looked like. I don't know what his sprite looks like. That's the thing. Ciders are lovely. And you've got so much different choice now these days. I remember when you could only get apple cider or pear cider. I used to enjoy that. Good evening, Viral. How are you? Have you joined us in the Mountain Clans Rod Planter Challenge yet? This is the 3rd stream. We're on to the 2nd mission. It's the first one was excruciating at points. I'll be honest. But we managed to get through it. Managed to get Slutbeard to level 3. That was the main thing, and then we just cleaned up. Anyway, what's going on? Look, an object glitters in the sun. It's hard to dig out from this stony ground. It's an ancient relic, and it's worth 400 gold coins to a merchant. That's nice. Is the game actually taking pity on me?
I'm busy.
Who knows?
I can do that.
Lovely. I think those thugs are going to be next. Recorded Lake's one of my favourites, yes. I think some of me just because of the commercial. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a really nice one that I actually had in Portugal, and it was made in Portugal, and I can't remember what it is now. And I don't know whether it is Summersby now. Can I look it up? Will you afford me that luxury? Portuguese cider. Carlsberg? No. No, it's not coming up instantly, so I can't be bothered. Anyway, yeah, if you ever end up in Portugal, they make sorry, if it's not within the first 3 search results, oh fuck it. Yeah, if you ever find yourself in Portugal, definitely look up the definitely ask for a pint of their finest Portuguese ciders. Leave me alone. That's all I drank out there. Because normally when I go on holiday to any foreign land, cider is like the last thing on the drinks menu, and it's normally just not even there. But I managed to find some, and it was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. That, and they put absolutely shit tons of ice and everything over there because it's so hot. And that of course goes fantastically well with cider. I'm going to do some counterfeit orders. The false message has worked. So we've it's essentially just pushed all the thugs back onto the back line. What is this bullshit? Ay. Anyway, I'm going to console myself with building another upgrade structure, I think. The next one to upgrade is probably going to be the crossbowman. Let me just double check, see what XP we're looking at for both of these guys. Novice needs 325. Crossbowman actually needs more. He's going to need about 450, so novice it is. But which one? Are we going with the alchemy tower? Is it alchemy time, Jamal? What kind of counterfeit orders are that? Are those? Sorry. Let's do it. Alchemy tower it is. Why? Just why? If you don't mind, gentlemen, I'm here from the Sunday Gazette, just to take your photo. Could you step back just a few spaces, so I can get that lovely mountain in the background as well? Oh well, that was slut-cess at its finest, I think. Oh, there's a miss. See, I'm hoping that because he's on the back line, it's you know, it's can't get him with the daggers. Nope, missed. In which case, that really was slut-cess. I'd like to think that. I'm clinging on to that hope. Anyway. So what kind of boost are we looking at now for our crossbowman? He's up to 60 damage, which is nice. Straight off the bat. And we got some gold. Oh no, we can't make it back to the city. Ugh. Okay, might have to use a healing potion. Pry it out of my cold, dead hands. They backpedal off a cliff. That was the counterfeit orders, yes. If you wouldn't mind just throwing yourself off that cliff there, young men. Oh, young men. Barbarian warriors now? Seriously? Those guys do like 80 damage each and they've got 250 HP. That's not happening. Can we kill a polar bear?
Of course.
Maybe we can. Let's get another thief. And
I'm busy.
hello? There you go. Yeah, let's mess with the local wild knife, shall we?
Aye.
Why can't you move any further? Thank you.
Of course.
It's quite hard to determine where you can actually move in these spaces when it's everything is white, apart from trees, and they're partially white, so it's not great. We weren't getting life mana for some reason. Our land must have grown quite considerably. T-Rex thugs with the tiny arms. Yes, it's true. That's why they're so angry. Let's face it. How can they be on the back line when there's only one line? Yep. Definitely mind blown. Good point though. I get the feeling that this is one of those ruins where obviously it's very well defended with 2 barbarian warriors. Nothing that you can deal with when you're first starting out in Disciples. And I bet the reward is something like a potion of healing. Or some crap like that.
I can do that.
Anyway, let's poison a polar bear. 60%. Alright, let's go for it.
I'm busy. I can do
It's a good job we've built most of our upgrade structures. No. Do we think this is going to go well? It's either polar bear or master thug, and Master Thug's gonna get fucked. To be brutally honest. Polar bears are very quick. The reward was the experience. Experience doesn't pay the bills. I can't remember how much damage the polar bears do. I think it's in the region of about 60-ish. Oh, 76. I do apologise. Ah, now what that doesn't actually say, Blasky, is your thief has been captured and executed by the RSPCA. They just came across some guy just with a giant bottle with a skull and crossbones on it, putting it on a piece of meat like you would with tomato sauce, and then just, there you go. Right, 72 damage. 240 HP. How do we think this is going to go? I think we can do it, but Slutbeard will have to die. Well, he won't have to die. He will die. No, hang on a second. Let's try something else. So we boost the crossbowman. Crossbowman now does extra damage. 64. Nice. Slutbeard defends. I don't think we have to take a potion yet, because if he defends, the damage from the bear is halved. So that should be fine. We then, in the next, because this is the next turn now, let's buff Slutbeard. Right, he survives. Crossbowman does his normal damage of 40. Slutbeard should do, that is 99 problems, but a polar bear ain't one. Yeah, that's right, bitches. 65 XP. Come to Papa. That was textbook. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Polar bears captured your thieves and put them up for witch trials. What you don't, it doesn't tell you is that the polar bear was actually the god of the barbarian warriors. Just killed their god. So they're going to be slightly pissed about that. RSPCA probably doesn't take kindly to poisoning polar bears. Isn't that global warming? What, polar bears? Poisoning polar bears equals global warming. Wow, someone needs to tell Trump. Whoops, wrong screen. What was I doing? Oh, I want thieves. Because we need to start poisoning more polar bears. I'm not going to start just yet, because I want to poison the polar bear and then go in for the kill. And of course, the neutral units do regenerate some HP every turn, so we want to make the best use of the poison. Wow, that was a quick turn. I'd literally just looked at chat and then the turn was done. I think the polar bear would look adorable in a pretty floral bonnet. That's the typical garbs, is it not? Some sort of bonnet. Yeah, that global warming was invented by the Chinese. Maybe they made the poison. The details are unclear. That's all that the Chinese do, isn't it? Manufacture poison. That's not being racist. I work with a Chinese person and he's fine with me being racist. In fact, he's racist against his own people. Is it people or a dynasty or something like that? Morty choking. I love the Chinese. Food is great. Anyway, let's carry on. If any Chinese people would like to give me some free food, that would be lovely. You can become a sponsor. I need sponsors now that I have to keep up with Blasky. He's got 3 sponsors and I've got 0. All I've got is a crap bot. Anyway, commence poisoning. Oh, this is going suspiciously well. I'd like it to be not quite as clutch as the last battle with the polar bear. Oh, there's another one as well.
Of course.
That should go fairly well, I think.
More time.
100 HP. We should have this in the bag anyway. But let's boost it because who doesn't like overkill? Another 65 XP. Oh, we can make it back to the capital as well. Lots and lots of XP surrounding the capital. I do remember this being a thing with the dwarves. So what you find is each race and each race's capital tends to have its own kind of like species of neutral units surrounding the capital. The Empire will always have a lot of likes of peasants and thugs and man-at-arms. The Undead will always usually have more Undead or greenskins. And then the Dwarves will always tend to have the winter wildlife, like wolves and polar bears, as we've seen. The main difference being is that the wolves and polar bears have a disproportionately large amount of XP to give you. So the dwarves always tend to have a fairly good deal in terms of having the XP there and getting upgrades quite quickly. Oh, life potion. Thank you.
I can do that.
More polar bears. More poisoning. Oh, sad.
I'm busy.
Why, yes, the bot lives.
I can do that.
Oh, for God's sake. Another thief.
Certainly. I can do that.
I like these thieves. They're very upbeat. Even when they die, it just sounds like they're constipated. He's blocked the way though, so that's quite annoying. So I'm probably going to have to end my turn, then hopefully have a successful poisoning. Then he can run off because he should have some movement points left over. Now that I've seen we've got a little bit of no, hang on a second. I was going to build a magic tower because we've got quite a lot of mana building up. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't too sure if our crossbowman was ready to level up yet. We should be alright building the magic tower now. Sorry, I'm just flicking from the same screen all the time. Oh, we've got level 3 spells. Let's have a look at these. We've got a Valkyrie, which is one of my favourite summons. It's very, very good value for mana. She's a fairly tanky area of effect damage type unit, which is great fun. And it's a lovely lady. It's basically Mrs. Doubtfire on a horse. We've got Chant of Hasting, which is possibly the best spell when you look at it like this, and that amount of mana that's required. Restores 100% of the movement points, which is marvellous. Legions love goblins and orcs and such. Yes, sorry, I missed out the legions, didn't I? That leaves the elves. I can't remember what kind of units start around the elves. Probably greenskins again, isn't it? Oh yeah, you've already said, yeah. Oh, that's true, they do have wolves, yes. Which is... I'd rather go up against wolves as the dwarves than the elves, because the elves units are very flimsy, and the wolves can just tear through them. Whereas the dwarves are quite sturdy, they can take a few hits from the wolves. We've got Tempest, 50 points of earth damage to target units, fairly standard. Chant of Arms, enchanted units have 25% greater chance to hit. And Emia's Blessing increases by 20% the damage inflicted by the units in the spell area. So this kind of... I think it targets a 3x3 kind of square on the map. So if you've got a couple of units hanging about, it will buff all of the units within that area. So that's nice. I didn't actually research something, I've just realised. What's going to be most useful? We've got life mana and runestone mana. So could be one of these buffing spells. I realise we don't have quite enough life mana, so that's going to have to wait. So let's have a look at rank 2. I'm going to go for Seafaring. The movement penalty for moving over water is brutal in this game. So it's usually worthwhile researching Seafaring quite early, I find. I think moving over water requires either 6 or 8 movement points per tick on the water, whereas normally normal movement over normal land only costs 2. So that gives you an idea of just how extreme it is. For crying out loud. Let's just go for it. Slutbeard is armed with 2 potions, so I think we should be alright. Alright, you defend for now. So we've got 40, he does about 100, so we should be alright. He's going to be fairly damaged, but I think he's used to that now. Oh no, she didn't. RSPCA to the rescue. Can he actually kill the polar bear though? Alright, it's not so bad. Polar bear can't actually kill one of these. Doesn't do enough damage. It had a bloody good go though. That's a shame, because now I have to use a life potion, so I'm exceedingly sad. Coping with loss with the Esther quest. And we've got another polar bear. Yep. That bear's been learning things from the zombies. This game does enjoy a good bitch slap. It has to be said, doesn't it? Who doesn't enjoy a good bitch slap, for that matter? Go that. These units will have a lot of experience now, so novice is fine because we built the alchemy tower. We need to sort out the upgrade structure for our ranged unit, which I don't believe we've built yet. No. Okay. That's fine. We'll sort that out. No, they're not even that expensive. That's one of those things. Worse than the Chinese killing all the polar bears. Oh, just wait until we get to the whale level. Then we'll have some fun. Yeah, so they're not very expensive. But at the same time, I don't like to buy items as well, Blasky, because I feel as if that's cheating. I'm a bit weird. In case you hadn't guessed. Don't like using items. I feel as if not using items gives you a bit more of a handicap. Maybe I can work that into a challenge at some point in the future. Just for funsies. Let's even get a decent amount of poison going here. Can we just assassinate the bear? Considering it takes 3 people to bring down a bear with considerable effort. Can we just send a thief in and assassinate it? How does one assassinate a bear? Answers on a postcard, please.
I can do that.
Oh, this is going very well. There he goes. It was only a matter of time. This looks alright though. I think we can probably take down this polar bear in 1 turn of damage, provided Slutbeard doesn't miss. Pretend to be a fish? Yes, this is true. Any more answers? Hundreds of years of the combustion engine. Oh, yeah. Elect Trump. All very good answers. I like it. Oh, and then just a lowly wolf. Okay. Let's give him a potion. I'll keep on forgetting that they always just instantly drop everything that they were holding when they die. I mean, that doesn't happen, surely. I thought rigor mortis sets in. So that, if anything, his grip on the potion of restoration should be even stronger. One would think.
I'm busy, yeah?
Right.
On what?
Let's give this a go. Oh god, it's a dead end, which means we have to go through those bloody master thugs. I can do this. 2 master thugs as well. You defend. Then you get that. Then we get half damage. That's good. Then you're dead. Oh, we've got the alchemist. He's standing by with his potion of wonders, looking a little bit like this. Am I secretly an alchemist? Not with that hair, I'm not. Trumpelected combustion fish. I'm wearing to see this happen in Factorio, Blasky, if you don't mind. Can you build the trumpelected combustion fish machine? I can hardly say it, so it must be good. So yeah, we've got these 2 bastards to get past now, because this is most certainly a dead end, and it's primitive giant country over here, it would look like. Oh, Blasky, you'll do a bigly, surely.
Aye.
I will do my very best. Is there something at least nice at the end of this polar bear gauntlet? A sapphire, 300 gold coins. That's not so bad actually. It's quite useless on this level, because all of these earlier levels you don't really need a lot of money, because it's your high level upgrade structures which are going to cost the most. That's when you're looking at thousands of pounds worth of building. Not just a couple of hundred. Speaking of which, we can't afford that one. So there goes my point. What am I even in the screen for? Oh, another thief. Yes, that's right. Because I want to poison some master thugs.
Certainly.
In fact, first of all, I'm going to counterfeit me some orders. Let's see if we can get a better success rate with this. Oh, we've got one on the back line. Great.
Aye.
That is perfect. That's what we wanted. Makes things a little bit easier for us, because this one on the back line can't reach to attack now. I think I might research a spell as well, you know. What the hell? Ice pillar, why not? Get us a bit of ice phallic action. That's exactly how you wanted it to be said. That's good. That's very good. Call now. At least make sure your wife's fashion line is doing well. Oh, shots fired. She's immune, damn it.
I'm busy.
She's not even American.
I can do that.
Let's see if we can do some poisoning here. 65% chance. You know what? I'm actually even tempted to just assassinate. 45% chance. Fuck you. Ice pillar it is.
Of course.
And then I realise he's damaged. Oh, that feeling. Alright, so they got a little bit of healing, but nowhere near as much as I expected. So let's just have another ice pillar and then just go for it, I think. And while I remember, we'll build the last of the upgrade structures. What are we going with? Trying to weigh up the options. So we've got Eternal Forge, which kind of keeps this, essentially keeps the same kind of unit we've got. It's a single target big hitter, 70 damage. Combine that with the Novice, or Alchemist now, and he gets 2 shots, so that's 140 per turn. Or we've got the Flamecaster, which does damage to all units, 35. So we could do 40, sorry, not 40. I can do math and physics. We can do 70 damage to all units, 70 fire damage, should I say. What are people thinking? What do we like the look of? Flamecaster, if we know we're up against lots of groups of units. Eternal Forge, if we know we're up against some heavy hitting or tough single units, I would say. Kind of want to go Eternal Forge. No, sod it. I'm going to go for Engineers Guild. I can't even afford it. There we go. Another portion of your life you'll never get back thanks to Yesterquest.
Yeah?
Right, I'm just going to go in for the kill.
On what hand?
Right, so how much damage are you going to do? 40. He's defending, so that's going to be 20. Trying to work out if we can kill both of these guys with the bar of the Alchemist. I think we probably can, you know. You need to attack him, though. I don't know why I bother. Thank you. So the plan was, crossbowman attacks him, actually hits him, strangely enough. That cork popping action there. Yeah, that's another downside to the actually giving someone another turn. So the poison takes it. Oh, for God's sake, will you just hit him with a bloody crossbow? Thank you. See, Master Thugs every time. I'm sure the RNG screws you over just when you're fighting Master Thugs as well. Whoops. Anyway, I'll try and calm down. The Eternal Forge makes more sense based on what we've seen of the map so far. True. I think it's the he's within too close the proximity of the abandoned brew house.
What would the council do?
Anyway. You gotta be careful of that Portuguese cider. Yep. Let's move forward a little bit. Oh, more barbarians. Oh, bloody hell. Barbarians are like... You need a fairly good army to go up against barbarians. Put it that way. I was struggling to find the words to truly describe how frightening barbarians are. Based on the fact that we do have barbarians, yeah, I'm agreeing with Blasky. Let's go for the Eternal Forge. And then we're done for upgrade structures, I do believe. No point in building the others because we're not going to use those units yet anyway. We'll build them if we build another army with those particular units.
Of course.
But as for now, more thieves.
Certainly.
You got that. I need more money. Well, bugger you.
For the elders.
You missed RNG madness with a couple of Master Thugs. So we've explored this small area down here full of polar bears. We've got Slutbeard, not quite leveled up yet, but we've got him an alchemist and crossbowman on the cusp of promoting into a Forge Guardian, which is all going well.
I'm busy.
what kind of chances do we have against the Barbarian Chieftain in terms of poisoning? Nah, don't like the look of 55%. A Berserker, interesting. We've got Demon Troops. The Barbarian Chieftain. Just to put this into context for those who aren't familiar with the Barbarian Chieftains, we're looking at 125 damage, I believe, from these guys. And I think about 275 HP. So they are,
Of course.
yeah, balls out in wintertime tough. So
Aye.
let's get another thief. And off you pop. Is it 100 damage? I do apologise.
Yeah?
That's fake news for you. For some reason, your shade in the Undead campaign I'm playing hits almost everything. Nice. I wouldn't complain about that. You got an extra chance to hit banner, I take it, Dank? Still, that's ridiculous, because shade starts off with only, what, 50% chance to hit, I believe? Isn't that a bit crazy?
I'm busy. Certainly. I can do it.
Whoops, you weren't supposed to go there. The wind blows stronger here. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, it was the peas I had for lunch. It howls around my ears. I think I hear the sound of men ravelling in the north. Ho 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 ho. Let's go to the north then.
Certainly.
Well, Mighty says that and he's surrounded by men in the north. I suppose that it does go, the map does go on a little bit further. Also, this is quite a small map. Let me just point that out. Alright, so we can get down here. I was wondering if this is just going to be a dead end, and we basically being forced up to that area. Chieftain is basically a reskinned venerable warrior.
Yeah?
Absolutely. That would make a barbarian warrior what? Veteran? Do we think? Veterans do about do 80 damage, do they not? And so do barbarian warriors. Needless to say, I don't think we're going to have a good time up against those. The Berserker is looking very fair game, so let's go after him. It's a tier 2 Legions unit, so that's fine. Now a nice little... Can we do this? I can't remember. Let's test it out before I commit myself to saying it. Alright, then we can kill him, yeah. So a sneaky thing you can do, because although Alchemist says that he actually gives an attack, what you can potentially do is, for instance, we got Slut-B to attack, but then we give him an extra attack, but then he can just defend. So you get a unit to attack and then defend, which is fantastic, because then you get, the enemy gets the full brunt of your attack, but then you only get 50% damage back from the enemy. Which is what I should have done there, because the bastards missed again. Why? Thank you, finally. When did I change the background? This thing up here. It's a slideshow, actually. Actually, I can speak. I can actually make a slideshow in OBS, but I can't speak properly. Yeah, it's just it's a number of images that just on a slideshow, just to make things a little bit more interesting.
Certainly.
I was going to put some concept art from the from the Dwarves and Disciples 3 for the expansion that we never actually got. In fact, I probably will still will at some point, because there's some fantastic concept art for those guys. And it's such a shame we never got that expansion. Although I was browsing some of the, I think it's the Calypso forums, I believe, and they do actually have some people modding the game to introduce the dwarves as a playable faction. The only downside is that they've just used assets which were already within the game. So, for instance, a novice is just a reskinned, I think, what's the initial healer that the Empire get? Can't remember, Acolyte or something like that. So novice is just a reskinned one of those. So there's no extra stuff in there. You just get the dwarves, but they just look like a random bunch of people, which is a bit sad. But anyway, they went to the extent of actually recreating the dwarves in Disciples 3, which was nice. Anyway, this is most strange. Why do the giants threaten us so? The giant race are our allies. Perhaps they are untamed creatures. And look, is that a city in the distance? I can see its rooftops through my spyglass. A city in this lonely place. Well, that's just rude. Can we run off? If we run off, I think the thief can probably make it. Sweet. Well, what a horrible man. Yeah, so this is a giant city.
Certainly.
Which is going to be absolutely shit tons of XP for us.
I'm busy.
Oh, you're stood in the way, aren't you?
Aye.
Fine. Is this actually going to be another dead end? It looks like it, yeah. So it's just a bunch of barbarians at the top there. I'm going to grab that unguarded treasure. So we're essentially being forced down this path, riddled with giants. Why can't we just get default? It'd be much simpler. If you were given the choice of the Disciples 3 or Disciples 2 battle mechanics, what would you go for? I'm pretty sure all Disciples fans would like to stick with the battle aspects of Disciples 2, but maybe just have a graphical update like that Disciples 3 got. Never knew there was a city only a day's walk from home. Who knew? I mean, what is this place? Is this just like new territory for them? Albert? I don't know. One would think so, wouldn't you? So I think I'm thinking most of these barbarians are a no-go. Well, brilliant. We are up against the Empire, so that might come in handy. To be fair. Yep, that's more or less the sentiment that I've seen on the forums, Dank. And include the clans, yes. Well, that's not how things are done these days, though, you see. Are they? Clans would be DLC. The Undead was an expansion, or DLC. So you'd probably have to put up with a little bit of that tomfoolery, unfortunately. But hey, as long as you got them eventually, and there was some sort of upgrades and support on an ongoing basis. But no, as far as I'm aware, we're not going to see anything else Disciples-wise, especially in the foreseeable or indeed distant future. I'm just wondering if it's a little bit too niche for them. Right, what we got here? This guy has 30 initiative. So does Slutbeard, but Slutbeard has gone first. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get him to defend. He will then take less damage from the giant. Then we can give Slutbeard another attack. Sadly, the giant went first there. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it. Nice bit of XP. Splendido. Now we've got primitive giants. Now these guys are on a different level to that giant that we've just come up against. These guys do in the region of about 100, if not more, damage. Have a lot more HP as well. So I don't know what we're going to do in order to
Aye. Yeah?
be victorious against those. I don't know where mine is. He's not mentioned anything. Let me just see if he's on Twitter. Is he having a twat on Twitter? Who knows? I can't see him on there. It's weird, isn't it, without him? Strategy First couldn't have sold their license to a colour. Oh, sorry, shouldn't have. Have an actual club instead of a log. Fashioned out of a log. I mean, we're redeemed by the fact that they have so little initiative, so we might be able to do some nincompoopery with getting Slut-B to defend and then giving him an extra go with the alchemist.
You should consult the elders.
You missed Doom, and good evening to you. The end of the first mission, we cleaned that up pretty much within the first 15-20 minutes because I thought Slut-B was at a high enough level that we could just wrap it up. He was already at level 3, he'd maxed it out, so he wasn't getting any more experience. So I just went full tilt, finished that one off. And as you can see, we've explored this much of the map in mission number 2. We've given the barbarians a wide berth because, yeah, it's a little bit too much to deal with initially. I did say he was going to come back. Here he comes with that sexual bugle. I'll even give him the same unit makeup, I believe. It was a tenderfoot and a hill giant, I believe. There you go. Guess who's back? Here he is. Brother from another mother.
For the elders. Aye, aye. For the elders.
Alright, we'll see how this goes. And don't worry, Doom, you definitely survived the last mission. And you should take my word for it, and you don't have to watch the VOD to find out. Anyway, moving on. What's this treasure? A potion of protection. Lawmaster is such a snarky dwarf. What do you mean?
For the nodes.
That's lovely. He's adorable. I might have to use the last of our healing potions. And by might I mean will have to. I'm feeling confident about these primitive giants. I think we can use the alchemist to good effect here because we can get Slut-B to. Oh, he's got initiative of 30. Oh, it's going to be really awkward. I only does 66 damage. What the hell's going on here? Is this a modified primitive giant? Is this primitive giant being modified? That will affect his insurance policy. Definitely the same amount of HP you'd expect from a primitive giant, but that damage is a lot less. Wow. Okay. Let's give him another turn and then get him to defend, just in case the giant gets to go first. No, you don't have to check YouTube, Doom. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. You survived. In fact, you completed the mission with great aplomb. No need to check YouTube. Just believe me. Everyone back me up on this. Doom survived, didn't he? Nerfed. So it would seem. Sad times for the primitive giant. And a whopping 83 XP for our units, which is marvellous. The one thing you'll notice is even though the alchemist is a for want of a better word, top tier unit. There's nowhere else for this alchemist to go, no more promotions. He only actually has 325 XP in order to level up. But he gains no real benefit from that other than extra HP. So that is a thing. I mean, this guy will end up, when you get into the really big battles, he'll end up leveling up every single battle. Which is quite fun to watch because he just gets a full heal every single time. Also, we got a Forge Guardian, did we not? Excellent, there he is. You remember when I rushed with Dank Beard without any units on a Master Thug gang? Did I? It definitely sounds like the kind of thing I would do. And that went well, I take it, Dank. Doom survived so much that I don't even believe how survived he was. Yes. You'll never guess how much how survived Doom was. Click this link. I think mission accomplished there, Blasky. I don't think we could have got our point across any more efficiently than that. Okay. It seems to be going fairly well so far. And I have jinxed it by saying that. But, you know, no deaths yet. We've got a fair amount of experience. We've got a nice looking army now, despite only having the 2 leadership. That is a rock giant. Nasty. Just in case you're wondering, for those who aren't familiar with the dwarves, these primitive giants are very powerful, but a fully upgraded giant for the dwarves, no comparison. Just in case you're wondering the level of power that the dwarves will eventually get with their giants. Alright, let's see how that goes. Oh, they're attacking. This guy can run away from these giants because they're super quick in comparison. There we go. That's not very nice. Keep running. Oh, oh my god, he leveled up. That was unexpected. Oh, there you go. Isn't this a mission where you have to meet the Empire with a twist on the way they were... with a twist on the way there through the mountains? I don't know what you could be talking about, Doom. For the fever spumblers. Oh, Dank. Oh, Dank, what have you done? Alright, I'll admit, most of the people in chat, or the majority of the people in chat, are Disciples veterans. So, yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, you just splurt out these things. You spill your load in terms of your Disciples secrets. But there are one or two who haven't played through Disciples, Blasky being one of them. Nope, Blasky and I believe Morgan haven't played through Disciples. They just like watching me because they're insane. It's like community service for them or something like that. They were convicted of a crime they didn't commit and forced to watch this channel repeatedly as their punishment. Right then, what are we going to do with this hill giant? We need some heals. Then I think we can deal with him. It's only 66 damage. And there is the possibility of Slutbeard getting to defend first. Let's see what the Forge Guardian has up his sleeve. It's several spears fired from a gun. Ho ho, oh you dwarves. Let's give you a defense. In fact, it's getting to the point where we should maybe just get Slutbeard to defend constantly if he gets the chance to. and then give the extra attack to the Forge Guardian, because he's probably doing about the same amount of damage as Slutbeard. $36 XP. Not too bad. I'm slightly concerned about the fact that these giants appear to be just generally moving. They're not stationary. They're kind of like not so much sentry units, but they're moving around to engage with people. Polar Bear Murder Simulator 2017, the most recent game to actually sue Jim Sterling. Oh, thank you, Bizik. That almost sounded like a compliment. I did indeed, Blasky. If you get any better, then maybe we could have a little bit of a cheeky one-to-one, or one-on-one. Sorry, not one. we can have one of those as well, of course. That'll be for your next birthday, big boy. We can do a little one-on-one action on stream, perhaps, if people are up for it. Looks like dwarves like to stick a bunch of stuff in a small hole, as many as possible. Absolutely, yes, as many as you can cram in there. Sorry, that came out wrong. Or did it? Sorry, yeah, whatever. I'm the only streamer YouTuber you enjoy watching. Oh, I don't believe that for a moment, Bizik. Stop it now. Why? I'm just an ordinary person, just playing some dank games with some dank challenges. Oh, it's extremely kind of you to say, though, Bizik. It warms my heart. Emergency aid will be on its way very shortly. Morgan and Blasky are both doctors, so they can help you there. They can help you through these dark times.
Strangers are not wanted here.
Oh, he's going to attack us, isn't he? Oh, you slut. Okay, let's have a look at this guy. 90 damage from a punch. It's definitely not a punch. Keep an eye on his attack. It's not punch-like at all. 310 HP. This guy's going to take a while to go down. If we can get, because he's still got the same initiative as Slutbeard, if we can get Slutbeard to defend first, we're in business. It all depends on the dice roll. Oh, we're good. That's fine. Slutbeard gets to defend. Then he will punch. That's not a punch, is it? Let's face it. And we can get an extra attack too. I'm wondering if we give it to Slutbeard. No, the Forge Guardian does more damage. So let's go with that. Can we get through this? Keep on going. He's going to get to attack first. That's sad. Another attack to the Forge Guardian. It looks like we're going to be fine because the Forge Guardian will attack twice now. Because it's the next round and he's got more initiative than the Giant. Whew, that was a little bit risky biscuits there. 112 XP. That's nice. Okay. That went better than expected. It's one of those things where if the RNG was not in our favour and the Rock Giant managed to go first before Slutbeard managed to defend, that could have been potentially a wipeout completely. Again for that, but I think Twitch might have something to say if we streamed it. We don't want to show the world our secret love, Blasky, do we? Alright, fine. We'll let everyone watch. I don't care. Can we get an online game ready and all play together? I've been trying to get an online game going, but people don't play. I have seen some people actually do multiplayer on stream, but they were Russian. Not that that's a bad thing, but they were Russian, and I couldn't ask questions in terms of how to get this bloody working. Otherwise, I would have. I'd have been right in there. But it is possible. There was a couple of lovely ladies having a multiplayer match. It is definitely not a punch, is it? It's a rock hard swaffle. Rock hard swaffle. Nice. It's incredibly underrated, Dank. I don't know why. I don't know why. If that's one of the reasons why I enjoy Disciples so much, because it's a little bit of a dirty secret for me. If Disciples was ridiculously popular and it went on to massive fame and fortune and all this, maybe I wouldn't enjoy it so much. But the fact that not that many people know about it or enjoy it, probably the former, I don't know, it makes it extra special to me. And that's why I thought the first game that I would stream, when I did decide to stream, would be Disciples, just to show everyone how marvellous it is. Anyway, my lord, young boy, whatever can you be doing in this place? Greetings, clansmen. I came here seeking shelter, and the giant of Fogfell has treated me kindly. Yes, I bet. Your king once ruled the city, but it has been independent since the confusion left by the Great Wars. Let me help unite your empire once more. Oh, God, I need to do a giant voice. As we're in the valley, I'll try to do a Welsh accent. As the last giant clan, as the last clan giant of this valley, I am outnumbered. What the boy says is true. None of the dwarves survived the first great wars. I was hardy and made a home in the shell of the city I called Fogfell. Now it is yours again. I will help defend your troops against the unruly giants that trouble this place. Hooray, we get a city and a primitive giant. The empire is his, and let's listen to the lovely voice acting and echo. Couldn't really hear it there. I do like the sounds from the primitive giant. What? Manly giant voice. Damn right. It's Tom Jones, so it is. I'm always in a dirty mood, Bizik, you know me. We will make Disciples great again. Not me, Dank. This is a joint effort. Everyone we'll all make Disciples great again. And make Heroes of Might and Magic pay for it. Keep those filthy casuals out. Owned by the neutral. Well, yes, I guess we're going to take this city because it's undefended. Which is fantastic timing, because Slutbeard is actually deed. Your warriors told me you are seeking to unite the runes. We hold Idun's prosperity rune. You'll find it in Fogfell. Thank you. I'll take this at once to King Morok's palace. I keep on thinking it's his place. So we've got a rune. Oh, we've got some potions as well. That's lovely. And a fairly high level city, which is good because it will offer us some respite. But let's have a look at this young boy that's come under our control. Looking a little bit dishevelled. Lost heir of the Empire. Uther has returned to defend the Empire against his father's adversaries. He has got a shit ton of HP for what looks to be an 8-year-old laddie. He's got wards against fire, water, air and earth, which is fantastic. He attacks with a sword with 80 damage, 50 initiative. And we can see there's a paralyze effect to this as well. So he's got a 60% chance to actually paralyze any unit that he hits. So that is marvellous. Only has a leadership of 2, which is a slight drawback, but when you've got those kind of stats, you don't need any entourage. Especially if you're just up against 1 or 2 giants, because then you can just keep paralysing them and then just beat them down. Regardless, I'm going to draw them back, because I'd quite like to keep these giants for fodder for Slutbeard, get him some decent experience. He's not leveled up yet, which is quite sad. He's got a fair bit to go. But hopefully we can work on that. I'm going to give him that potion, just increases movement points. Otherwise the entire army is fairly crippled. I'm not entirely sure what kind of movement debuff you get when the leader is dead, but it's absolutely horrible. You can hardly move every turn. And we got the life potion back anyway, so that's a bonus. going to move you back here. I'm going to keep him towards the back lines and just want to get him to the city so we can get a little bit of regeneration.
What?
Kind of sad that the clans fell apart after the Great Wars. It's not sad. It makes for a riveting story. MP gets halved. I think it's a quarter or fifth of the movement. Half is it too high, I think. You've got me thinking now. The other downside is that if your unit, or if your leader should I say, was a flying leader, he no longer gets the flying ability because the leader is dead essentially. And apparently the leader gives a lift to all of his units on his back, because if the leader is a flying unit then the entire army is a flying unit, you see. So just hop on, I'll give you a piggyback. So when he's dead, the entire unit, the entire army should I say, is no longer classed as flying. So it's also impeded on water as well. That's what I'm looking for. Mid-dwarven braces. Alright, good. So, having said that, I'm wondering if the likes of these armies are a little bit too much for Slutbeard to take.
What? I'm busy.
If it was 2 hill giants, then maybe. But the fact that there's a rock giant thrown in there for good measure is, I think, probably a little bit too much for us.
I have returned.
Let's upgrade the city so we get an extra bonus HP regen wise. Let's get a couple of axe throwers and a wee dwarf. Might even be worthwhile giving Uther some extra units. Hannibal is now on TV. Who's insane enough to make a totem out of human limbs? Is this the film Hannibal? Because that's a damn good film. Oh, it is halved. That is interesting. So you're essentially spending 4 movement points to move instead of 2 every time.
Follow the elders.
Or something like that. Oops, don't want us to resurrect anyone. The series. Is the series the same as the film? Because I think I've only actually seen the film. And now we're talking about the same thing here. We're talking about the thing with Anthony Hopkins in. Let's build a temple so we can heal up our leader. Get him straight out there. We've got shit tons of money to spare, so quite happy just to throw around some cash. The movie was magnificent, yes. It was a very, very good movie. Any movie with Anthony Hopkins in is good in my books.
Aye.
Let's see what chances of poisoning we have with these guys. 60%, that's more than I thought. Should we counterfeit orders for a couple of giants, see if we can get them to move around a bit? Well, that worked. Should we have another go? Nice.
Of course.
I think that's probably a bit too cheeky if we try to go in and kill those giants with Slutbeard. Do we think? That could go horribly wrong. Hang on a second. I have an idea. We've got a spell that increases initiative, don't we? Hymn of the Clans increases by 15% the initiative of target units. We can use this to good effect, I believe. So if we increase Slutbeard's initiative by 15%, that is going to boost it to probably about 34, 35. That should hopefully be enough for him to go before the giants and then get a defense well, a defensive stance, for want of a better word, active. And then I think we might be alright. I'm going to give it a go anyway, because bugger it. Alright, initiative's gone up to 34. Those guys are staying at 30. So I'm quietly confident. What's the point? Can't imagine Hopkins in a comedy movie. True, yes. The picture behind me now, it looks extremely good. I believe this was some concept art. Orange Jesus has literally abandoned us for the rest of the evening. It's some concept art. Let me just see if I can bring that up for you. I've got them saved somewhere. I think this was concept art for the dwarves in Disciples 3. You know what? I can't even remember where I've kept it. You know, clans backgrounds. There it is. I think it is this one, and presumably this was some sort of concept art for the clan capital, something along those kind of lines. And it is glorious. It is very nice. There is someone. He's on DeviantArt, I believe, and it was one of the guys one of the artists, should I say, who was scheduled to be working on the Dwarven expansion. Anyway, let me just get rid of that. A little fun fact there for you. If I remember his name, I will definitely share it. In fact, sod it, I'm going to try and find it now. Is it one of these ones? There's definitely a lot of concept art on DeviantArt. I'm just trying to find the guy who did it. I'll give you the link if I find it, Dunk. If you give me a second. Clans, Disciples. That should do it. I would have thought. This is when I was looking for it before. Oh yeah, look at this guy. Sorry, I've got to show you this one as well. I mean, just look at that. Look at that shit going on here. Son of Emir. Fan buddy-tastic. We've got don't know who this is. Oh, Dwarf Elder. There you go. I've no idea what a Dwarf Elder is. Is it another giant? Fantastic looking stuff. That's not right. That's not Disciples. That's some more concept art for Disciples 3. This was some of the clan structures. I believe that is probably their ranger leader. Yeah, there he is. Bloody fantastic looking stuff. That's the that's the ranger leader. Bear with me a second. I think it's probably this one. So if I give you that as a link, and I think you probably want this guy's album. I mean, just Jesus Christ, look at that. That's just stunning. That's the Dwarf King. You want that guy's album. I think he was one of the artists for Disciples 3. I'm afraid not, Dank. These are going back God knows how many years, I think. It was 2015. It's not actually that long ago. I mean, it just looks fantastic. I mean, look at that guy. That's the thief. For fuck's sake. Difference between him and the thief from Disciples 2. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, that's enough of me jizzing in my pants over that concept art. Let's get back onto things. please do check out his work. Maybe comment on his work on DeviantArt. Maybe that will spur him on to do more. I don't know. But yeah, it's lovely. I've spent many. Why are you showing my fat folder? Because everyone needs to see those things. And it really annoys me, and it's really sad to see that there's bloody fantastic art like that, which is there. It's there. It's ready. It's ready to be used, and it just wasn't used for anything because they went into bankruptcy, of course. Anyway, just about got over that. I think Slutbeard is going to die again, but I think we can still win this. You need to kill the hill giant. Hang on a second. Can we give Slutbeard another turn, then get him to defend? A new attack. Might be able to do this. You keep defending. Give him another turn. The chances are there. You need to do more damage. Alright, you need to do 1 extra point of damage. You need to go 1 over your 70. Oh. Yes, that feeling. And yeah, Alchemist is leveling up already. Slutbeard is on his way. He's not horribly far away from a level up. Strategy first used is. Someone's got to pounce on that surely. I mean, it's all done. Your art's all there. I mean, just imagine the dwarves at 3D and the whatever engine Disciples 3 used, looking as glorious as that concept art. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, it's an age gone by, I fear. But yes, please do check out his work. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm 90% sure that guy, the person who did that art on DeviantArt, was one of the artists working on it. I think it's in one of the comments on one of the pieces of art that he starts talking about it, saying that he was one of the artists, but then it was disbanded, which, as you say, Dank, it's an absolute sin. It's a crime that that wonderful art isn't being used.
Of course. Certainly.
Oh yeah, new background. Glad to hear it, Doom. Plenty of other things on there that you could use as well. Do you have no idea who I am, dwarves? I'm Uther, King Demosthene's son. I have no memory of my father, but I know that I am to be king one day. Do you know where my father's land lies? Oh, we've heard of your disappearance, little one, but that was so long ago. Let us take responsibility for your well-being until we can send you to your father. Follow along, young Uther. Yeah, he could probably kill you in like 2 hits. But fine. Not at times.
Of course. Certainly. I can do that.
Excellent. Can I just point out, now that we've got a few more people in chat, that my very good friend and comrade in arms, Blasky, will be giving something away in his stream. And if it's a certain card game, which is in its closed beta, so do stop by his channel. I'm sure he'll give plenty of notice when he's about to do that. So drop him a follow. Stop by his channel if you want to get in on that particular card game, which I shall not name, is closed beta. I believe he has a key which he's going to be giving away in his channel at some point. So I just wanted to put that out there because I'm having lots of fun with that particular card game because I managed to get a key myself, and it's good fun. That is all for that public announcement. Love how the dwarves are friendly to Uther and they hate everyone else. Yes. Who is next on the hit list? Well, you need to get back to get heals anyway. That would be Gwent, Dank. Sorry, I was trying to maintain an air of mystery, but then you just say, oh, what's the name? And I cracked instantly. Yes, it's Gwent. So I had the fortune to actually get a bit key myself. I've been playing it for a while. It's a very, very good game. Lots of strategy involved. Just up my street. And my good friend Blasky has come into a spare key. So if you like the look of Gwent, if you don't know what Gwent is, by the way, check out Blasky's stream because he regularly streams the game. It is indeed a Witcher spin-off, yes. If you like Hearthstone but kind of got sick of the whole hard sell that Blizzard were doing on Hearthstone, definitely check out Gwent. And then, of course, check out Blasky's stream as well because you might be lucky enough to get a beta key that he's going to be giving away at some point. Anyway, let's continue poisoning. Excellent. Are you fully healed? You are. Everyone is healed. Good. I can't quite see if you're actually going to attack this guy now. I've no idea. Alright, so if we go there, he's got one more movement, so presumably he only has to move one more. It means God knows if we're actually going to be able to attack this giant. It's pure guesswork. So I'm going to pop Hymn of the Clans just in case. It failed us miserably last time, but I'll give it another go. Planning on giving it away on Thursday's stream. Excellent. Excellent work. 5 AM. That's fine, I'll let you off, Blasky. That's alright. I just wanted to put that out there because, yeah, I've heard quite a few people wanting to get into the closed beta. So why not? Oh, the missing starts. Well, at least Slutbeard manages to defend first, so he can block a lot of damage. Come on, get rid of him. There we go. Nice. Alright, 50 damage. So he's not going to be able to take another attack. So he might as well attack. 69. Sounds good so far. So there is still a slim chance that we can win. Forge Guardian attacks. Forge Guardian attacks again. He has to. You just maxed out his damage there actually. With 75. We need another very good roll on his damage. RNG is back in the building. It would seem. Excellent. Alright, let's push these guys forward a bit. Let's do a little bit of the groundwork. Whether these giants are actually going to move to engage us, I don't know, but we should be able to hold our ground. Okay, I basically just want to create a bit of a buffer between Slutbeard and the rest. If we can do that, then we should be alright. Oh, Blasky, you're too kind. Follow Blasky's channel as well. That has to be a requirement, definitely. Because then you can play Gwent along with Blasky, and he can teach you some stuff. I'm sure Blasky would be more than happy to do a tutorial stream. As suggested by me. RNG says yes. Back in the house, yes. Do a raffle, include your name manually so you'll still have a chance of winning. Oh, isn't he just lovely? In fact, even if you're not interested in getting the key, drop his channel a follow anyway, because he's damn good fun. And he's very English, like me. In case that matters. Alright, you go back. You get healed. And then come back to us. Which one are we going for next, actually? That's a couple of hill giants, so that's probably looking like the best bet. And maybe that they'll give us enough experience for Slutbeard to level up. It would be nice to get him to actually level up before I bring the stream to a close. That would be nice. Be a nice ending, wouldn't it? Kinder than yesterday. What's this based on? Where's this animosity reared its ugly head? Excellent. Good work. Oh god, here we go. RNG. It's gone. It's gone. We've exceeded our daily allowance of RNG. I'm sorry. Oh, that was terrible. They both went before Slutbeard. That's not pleasant in the slightest. He will be able to withstand 2 more attacks though, if we get him to defend now. And maybe the Forge Guardian can actually kill one of these giants? No, that's not going to happen. Which is a shame. Slutbeard could kill one. Let's do it. Fine. Ironically, it was Slutbeard was the whole reason I was fighting this battle, so he could get a level up, but you don't always get what you wanted. I love you, do. I don't know if that's the kind of love that you're after. Blasky's love is much more valuable, admittedly. Excellent stuff. Do check out his channel if you don't actually win the draw. Because even though Gwent is good to play, but Gwent is also really interesting to watch when you're watching someone play it as well. And Blasky's a bit of a pro, and I've learnt a lot watching his streams. That he's very, very handsome, and he has a lovely voice. So it's just a pleasure to watch him, really. I'm his biggest fangirl. I stand by my previous comment of we will get Slutbeard leveled up before closing this stream. It's going to be a thing. Certainly. I believe Blasky is also a fan of Magic the Gathering, so he's the best person to ask on that. So I'm sure he'll give you a full comparison. You have hair, so you instantly worse. Not everyone's perfect, Blasky, let's face it. Oh, this is sad. You can probably escape though. Oh, I clicked wait instead. Whoops. Well, that shouldn't have happened, surely. What the bloody hell happened there? Is this the other thief as well? Oh, he managed to escape though. That's good times. Alrighty, where are we at? Oh, you're getting raised, aren't you? Because you can only take 1 hit, and then you're down for the count. So, 2 more hill giants. They are still looking like the best option in terms of getting this little bit of extra experience for Slutbeard. 70% chance for poison, I like the look of. Brilliant. I'm going to bring everyone back, just in case these giants get a little bit too ahead of themselves. Kill the thief and then go after one of the other more powerful units. And then I think we should be just about there. Yep, that was inevitable. Oh, I've clicked wait again. I hope that stands for Yu-Gi-Oh, Dank. Why? I can't imagine it stands for anything else. I really enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh. I actually collected the cards. I know it's sad. Well, it was a really fun game to play until it got completely out of hand, and then it just went mental, and I don't know why. Play Magic Duels. In terms of card games, I don't know if any of you have played this, but oh, I've got to actually play it on an ally. I've been very much enjoying the Lord of the Rings card game, but it's a lot different to the likes of Magic the Gathering. It's like a cooperative game. It's you against the deck, or you and a friend against the deck, and it's fantastic. And it's a living card game, so there's none of this buying booster packs bullshit and having it be random. You buy a pack or you buy a set and it's just a set number of cards and then you just keep on building on the set. It's fantastically good fun. I recommend you check it out. Okay, this guy will go down in 2 hits from the Forge Guardian. Slutbeard can actually defend first, which is magnificent. Hopefully that's that giant down. No, of course it's not. That would be far too convenient. There we go. Alright, I think we're good. This is fine. And oh, there we go. Yeah, another 69. That's the perfect way to end the stream, really, isn't it? 69 XP and level up. And an airward scroll. Just as the icing on the cake. I think that's me done. The witching hour is upon us. It's 10:30. Time for bed. I'm very pleased with our progress. This seems to be a fairly simple, straightforward mission. It's probably going to get a bit more crazy when we actually meet with the Empire, but so far it's been fairly linear, straightforward. Happy with the unit setup, and I think we're not going to hopefully run into too many problems. Fantastic. It's been a pleasure once again playing Disciples for you all. I wish you a very lovely weekend, because I won't be back until Sunday now. I'm feeling the itch to introduce another game at the moment, and then maybe alternating between the two like we did before with the Disciples and Fire Emblem. But I'll think of something else. I might need some suggestions on games that we can play, or I can play, or we can play them together. That's fine, it's okay. Have a lovely couple of days and weekend. I will probably ask for your advice on that, Dank. We will see. There's a couple of things that I've got in my mind, but I just need to firm up some ideas and maybe think of some challenges. Anyway, once again, have a lovely weekend. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always. Please send some love to Blasky, and good luck with the raffle. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.